just a week to make the moon and the stars, the sun and the earth and Jupiter and Mars. How loving and patient the Father must be, cause I'm a G. You see, he's still working on me. Our Father, which art the Most High. Your son done had a few drinks and I'm so high. You watch the sparrows, I know you keep a close eye on your children, you always been close by. Beside the lust, I got so much pride. I'm filthy inside, you let so much slide. You hold me down in the coldest situations, and this song is just to show appreciation. Don't deserve to be alive the way I drive. I grind 9 to 5 and don't pay my tithe. And I don't go to church on the Sabbath, but I promise I'ma try to work on them habits.
Lord, I wanna be a Christian in my heart, but it's hard. Tell me where do I start? I really wanna change my ways, but all I can do is my part. Lord, I wanna be a Christian in my heart, but it's hard. Tell me where do I start? I really wanna change my ways, but all I can do is my part.
I hear your spirit speaking to me saying stop your stressing. Don't you know when you complain you only block your blessings? But every day I try to do a good deed, feed my family despite what the hood need. I'm an Israelite, moms had the faith of Hannah. Walked the wilderness, I done ate some manna. Led by the fire at night, though it's dark. Been locked away with all animals like Noah's Ark. I feel no fear when I battle on the field. For real, my father owned all the cattle on the hill. I need a change, but I doubt it's gonna come if you don't make it happen for your prodigal son, Lord. I confess, it's only one Lord, but look at all the dirty deeds that I done, Lord. Truly wanna give you my heart, but where to start? Show me how to do my part.
Lord, I wanna be a Christian in my heart, but it's hard. Tell me where do I start? I really wanna change my ways, but all I can do is my part. Lord, I wanna be a Christian in my heart, but it's hard. Tell me where do I start? I really wanna change my ways, but all I can do is my part.
I remember walking the block with no hope, walking with a pocket of dope in the cutthroat. I'm knowing I couldn't survive without you. Even though I'm by myself, I'm not alone. Walking out the liquor store, trying to make a nickel grow. I ain't even trying to hide my sins because I did it, yo. I was the worst one cause I'm knowing about the scriptures. I fit the description, I'm all up in the picture. They the trying to help you, I'm the one that's trying to get you. When I go to church, I'll tell the truth, I think I missed her. Fact that my daddy's reaching for me. Lord, I know you wanna speak to me. I'ma open up my mind, I'ma take a chance. Cause when it comes to you, it's love at first glance. I'm knowing everything gon' be alright. Please forgive me tonight.
Lord, I wanna be a Christian in my heart, but it's hard. Tell me where do I start? I really wanna change my ways, but all I can do is my part. Lord, I wanna be a Christian in my heart, but it's hard. Tell me where do I start? I really wanna change my ways, but all I can do is my part.
Getting hard trying to live in this land, Lord. I'm sick of paying rent, I wanna be the landlord. Not too many children in my section 8 last night. Lights out, they on section 8. We get constipated from that government cheese. Paying taxes, steady get a government cheese. Don't nothing change no matter who we vote for. So why waste time even going to try to vote for? When you grind so hard, you supposed to see profit. Why we so broke? We supposed to be prophets. We never had a choice on coming to America. I feel something real bad is coming to America. I don't write the mayor, they say I got a right to, but I don't even know where a nigga supposed to write to. I keep my chest up and head to the sky, until the day I burn or head to the sky.
Good days, and there was many bad days. Lord, I've had hills to climb and sleepless nights, but when I look around and see what you've done for me, I'll say thank you, Lord, and I won't complain. Yeah, no.
I'm no devil, I know that I'm godson, but I still smoke weed with my godson. And even though they say the woman is the backbone, we just wanna see them laying on their backbone. Thumb through the word, but you know what's confusing? Between the experts, it's so much confusion. I want it all, for all that I care about. I want a ball, that's all that I care about. Travel 50 states, broke 48 laws. Ran across a book called 48 Laws. Some say it's bad, some say it's a good book. I say it ain't got nothing on the good book. I ain't tripping on going to the motherland. On the other hand, I like to buy my motherland. What price can we all get peaceful? Stay at war and swear that we peaceful. What's wrong? Can't we all get along? Wanna buy a home, but can't get along. I'm trying to stay focused and write the right rhymes, cause these days everybody write rhymes. My uncle went to the rehab, hooked on morphine. It seems he came out even more fiend. Don't wanna see cuz die or blood bleed. We all lose every time black blood bleed. Holla Hail Mary, a light no candle, but I'm still trying to handle what I can do. I go hard for what I need, so it's ample. Watch me, you won't need no example. Crucial situation, my life in a crisis. Need to trade my life in for crisis. Please forgive me for what I did last night. I don't know, this might be my last night. Point blank, through no subliminal dissing. When I listen, I can tell you never been on no mission. Sticking to the script, don't care if I offend you. Neighborhood crib, the marathon
I overlook my competition, never seeing them. I done trained my mind that I'm going. You could tell by how I walk, talk, I'm a boss. A east side millionaire, homie, what you thought? My life is a movie. They can't get close to me. They mad cause they can't be. I'm everything that they wanna be, yeah.
Hustle. Big shout out to my nigga SPI, Spotter Low. You know I'm in the black box, had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned, all that.
Neighborhood, C-Mac, shout out my low, Spotter Low, cuz. Neighborhood, on hood. It's a beautiful world. You fight me? Fight, crib.
In the words of Spider Loke on my mama's
It's
mom.
the homie cook-up boss, goddammit, Cub Low.
And y'all tuning in to the Wake and Bake Show with goddamn it, the homeboy Spider Low.
Here with SBI, the realest nigga in LA.
Spider this bitch.
My nigga Spider Low.
Spider Low, nigga.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low, that's my nigga.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Shout out to SBI, that motherfucking nigga.
You are now in the black box with the homie Spider Low, the most eastiest. Facts over feelings, keeping it a Google Plex. Feel my campaign.
Spider Low, Wake and Bake. Better keep it Google, nigga.
Loke is in LA somewhere doing it.
Google gang, straight legend. Google gang, SBI. Google gang, Google gang in here. You better keep that shit a Google when you mention me. First sign of disrespect, I'm turning Hercules. It's gonna be a lot of shirts pressed, rest in peace. Keep it a Google, better keep it a Google. Keep that shit Google when you mention me. First sign of disrespect, I'm turning Hercules. It's gonna be a lot of shirts pressed, rest in peace. Keep it a Google, you better keep it a Google. Keep it a Google. You better keep it a Google. Better keep it a Google. Keep it a Google. Google, gang.
Bottom line, love life, show us a blessing. Pull up politic and blow us a session. Spot a local most easty. No mistake in the station. They making them statements. We waking and baking. Word of the day, EC on replay. The marijuana-thon with VJ Keyway. BS and BS. Killing on the track in the black box. We never put feelings over facts. Baymaacbiz, run me the bread. I don't get mad, I get money instead. I be high, you can tell by a nigga eyes. But wise enough to enterprise, you dig a lies. Contemplating with the Google gang, conversating. Counting coins while these cowards in the comments hating. Only thing count, my count getting another comma. I'm a magnet to the money on my mother mama.
Better keep that shit a Google when you mention me. First sign of disrespect, I'm turning Hercules. It's gonna be a lot of shirts pressed, rest in peace. Keep it a Google, better keep it a Google. Keep that shit Google when you mention me. First sign of disrespect, I'm turning Hercules. It's gonna be a lot of shirts pressed, rest in peace. Keep it a Google, you better keep it a Google. Keep it a Google. You better keep it a Google. Better keep it a Google. Keep it a Google. Google gang.
If you can't keep it a Google, then don't mention me. Run a check through the set, I bet them niggas mention me. Red Bull and Hennessy, I keep the same energy. No matter on a solo or a couple homies with me. Tell them come get me if they want confrontation. I keep a couple shooters with me. And we right here waiting on shit to pop off. Take a nigga top off, you tempt me. All that BS, you can miss me. Slide down Century, doing about 60 in the gutter lane. Faded off yak and drop the pistol, hopping out the rain. I won't change, keep it a Google the only way. Mention me, I come out and play. That's on the game. We are not the same. I ain't nothing like these rap niggas. Hanging with bangers, no bodyguards. We all strapped, nigga. All truth, no lies. Facts over feelings. We ain't gonna start something we can't finish. Google gang.
Better keep that shit a Google when you mention me. First sign of disrespect, I'm turning Hercules. It's gonna be a lot of shirts pressed, rest in peace. Keep it a Google. Better keep it a Google. Keep that shit Google when you mention me. First sign of disrespect, I'm turning Hercules. It's gonna be a lot of shirts pressed, rest in peace. Keep it a Google, you better keep it a Google. Keep it a Google. You better keep it a Google. Better keep it a Google. Keep it a Google. Google bang.
Jeter. Gratitude is the attitude. This show is a blessing to be back in the black box as we blow us a session one more again on my mama, neighborhood to the neighborhood. I see you in here. I see you on the line, Vicious V, already. We do got the line back cracking on my mama. What's hot? What's happening to the Google gang? The Blue Wrench Mob. Everybody in the chat. Top of the tip tops and all that. Ain't it Memorial Day? Dead homie day. Rest in peace to all our fallen loved ones. Oh, my mama, what's the word of the day? Where that thing at? Oh, I ain't looked at this. This kind of like,
This ain't just no regular old word. Let's see, how you say this? Sacrosanct. 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 Bam. Let me see this. See what they. That's how I said. Y'all doing the big barbecue today? Y'all got it cracking for the barbecue. You know, when it comes to barbecue with my family, man, the main thing that if it's my family, you can't really mess with everybody. But on the barbecue day, the main thing I be wanting is the potato salad. My I go to Arizona cause like go to my daddy house sometime, and he'll make a big bowl of potato salad, and like after we eat and all that, like a nigga be going back and forth in the refrigerator to get potato salad, run through the whole bowl like ice cream. Oh mama, that should be so. I like a gang of eggs in it. All this time I'm looking for the pronunciation. I found it. Hold on.
Sacrosanct.
Sacrosanct. Sacrosanct is the word of the day. Sacrosanct is a formal word that describes things too important and respected to be changed or criticized. It can also mean most sacred or holy. While the family's new matriarch aimed to maintain the familiar traditions of the holidays, she did not consider the details of their celebration to be sacrosanct. When it comes to me and the family barbecues, that potato salad is considered to be sacrosanct. Oh my mama. We also got an inspiring quote of the day. For those that don't know, we try to include alongside the word of the day also an inspiring quote each time we come together. Just something to put something positive on our mind. Today the inspiring quote states, "Chance favors only the prepared mind." And if I had to like put that in other terms, like often we hear people say success is when preparation and dedication meets opportunity. So I think it's a difference between having faith and believing that everything gonna turn out all right and sitting around and not trying to shake nothing and make nothing happen versus believing everything gonna turn out right. But in the meantime and in between time, trying to constantly put together the pieces in the process to achieve that certain goal. And I think that's kind of like what the quote is saying, that chance favors only the prepared mind, because a lot of people, when you get a chance, if you're not mentally prepared, you can't even take advantage of the chance. You can't take advantage of the opportunity. It's kind of like in the scriptures where it says God only won't give you more than you deserve. Won't put more on you than what you deserve. A lot of people quote that to try to encourage people to go through hard times, right? Like, don't trip, you can handle it, because God ain't gonna give you more than you can handle. He gonna give you more than you can bear, not more than you deserve. He won't put more on you than what you can bear. And that's often quoted, like I say, in times of despair. People always say, you can make it. God ain't gonna put more on you than you can bear. But on the flip side, what about like wealth? Some people having a large amount of wealth would be more of a detriment to their well-being and health than to be in poverty. And as much as you want to hear that, oh, God ain't gonna put too much on you than you can bear, more on you than you can bear, when it's time to be uplifted and encouraged, when you be seeking and looking for things, why give you something that you can't handle? Put more on you than you can bear, you digitalize. So that's how I see that. We got to try to be prepared for the opportunities, the moments, and then seize them when they come. You digitalize, because at any given time, you got to be ready and able to put down a demonstration on my mama.
We getting rich off beats.
Short fuse with the long clip. Think I'ma slip, you fucking with the wrong crib. End of the road, part of the journey. Get up off that gurney, gotta call the attorney. Time is money, mine kinda expensive. You can find me minding my business. Love blind, I see y'all hate me. Sleep with one eye open, heat off safety. Smoking medicated dope in my own lane. Sophisticated scope with the long aim. On one, out here hitting corners. On us, better act like you know, cuz I'm in a function by myself with number some stuffed inside my belt. Same old loc with a bit more money. So run me my dough and get demo dummy on
Demonstration. Let a nigga try to trip right now. I got the situation, baby. Said a nigga doing demonstrations. Beat the box on the bitch like it needed an initiation, baby. Rich blood, strip club, and the bitch hugging me, talking about she loving the thug in me. All in the club with the snub with me. Yeah, she heard about the dick and I got drugs in me. Ooh. Cold nigga, turn the bitch a go get it. Ain't gon' leave here a square, return a hoe nigga. Go brother, front line PI dope dealer. Bottom line, I'm a figure rope nigga. I be sending shit. Burner on my hip, it's never in the whip. Real gangbangers know the manuscript. Got my eye on the homies and I watch the crib. Heavy on my tip, cause niggas is pushing politics. And different lane is my affiliation. Let a nigga play today, I got the situation. I leave a pussy bleed like administration. Stretch a nigga like a limo, give a demonstration. Demonstration. Let a nigga try to trip right now. I got the situation, baby. Said a nigga doing demonstrations. Beat the box on the bitch like it needed an initiation, baby.
Okay, I guess I must have missed the memo. But since I'm here, might as well give a demo. Doctor say, suck to something with my mental. Cause every gunshot sounds like an instrumental. I blow blunts till I'm bronchitis. Till I put your mouth on the bitch, but don't bite it. If I put it in the bag, niggas gon' buy it. Any coast to the streets, then I'm gon' buy it. Fuck that from day one, I ain't have to get quartered on. Squeeze you with the needle, weed shots like cortisone. So by the cortisone. Watch killers turn snitch and hurt my cortisone. I went to war for any penny they was shorted on. Even they steaks off the place that they snorted on. Reported on by some niggas I supported. Got wiretaps and pics, same phone they recorded on.
Demonstration. Let a nigga try to trip right now. I got the situation, baby. Said a nigga doing demonstrations. Beat the box on the bitch like it needed an initiation, baby.
Demonstrations is the title of that record. It's available on all digital platforms. On my mama, I know y'all see the title. It's the only subject matter I put up there because I can imagine the conversation to get exhausted. We open the lines on this subject matter alone. But if you're not fully aware, Target, I know y'all seen what crack with the Bud Light. We wasn't really getting down when all that was going on. But when the Bud Light was going through the whole little controversy with the the boy girl, man girl, whatever you want to call him, the Dylan dude. And it seemed like, it's such a big subject matter right now. It continuously amazes me the times that we're living in, that we're even having these debates, discussions, disagreements, disruptions, distractions. Y'all heard all the disses, right? But Target, I got a couple clips. We're going to let the clips get the conversation cracking before I try to explain from my brain what is so hard to even understand. Let's see. Here we go. Check it out.
We're at Target right now. This is literally the kids section. I'm next to a literal onesie that says whatever the hell that means. We have "Glad You Came Out" and "I'm so happy that you're queer" in the kids section. Are you kidding me? I'm sorry, but pride and toddler don't belong in the same sentence. So I found an extra small swimsuit in the child section. It says light binding effect on it. And then the bottoms in the kids section, keep in mind, say tuck friendly construction. They're giving it to your kids. If that doesn't give you a reason to boycott Target, I don't know what does. But this shit's getting out of hand. They're targeting children, whether you like it or not. And it's time that people actually do something about it. Because if they don't, then guess what? That shit won't just be in Target, it'll be in every store, ever.
Wow. You know what? Something that's highly ironic to me, from a biblical standpoint, and I feel it's somewhat relevant in the sense that this nation was founded as a Christian nation, to my understanding, and that, you know, we are considered to be one nation under God. The Bible is utilized in the court system primarily to swear upon. I know you can choose other options, but the go-to default is the Bible. If you watch Donald Trump's inauguration, it seemed like a regular Sunday service at church or a Sabbath service at church. We were traditionally a Christian country, so when you reference that with the concept in the Bible, it says very popularly, it is not like one of those scriptures that's tucked away that a lot of people don't know about. This is one that is quoted quite often in the church, since it says pride goeth before a fall, and a haughty spirit before destruction. And then if you take that concept with the fact that throughout history, nations, kingdoms, empires have risen and fallen, and we are, as America, considered to be an empire, a kingdom, a world power, an empire. And through history, if you do your research, a lot of times associated with the decline of a nation was sexual immorality and getting to a point where anything goes. And that seems like it always preludes, or always most often preludes, the decline and then the destruction and deterioration of many, many mighty nations throughout history. And then the movement of the ski naive little people, how comfortable they are using the word pride. Pride that's their word. They push pride as if it's a positive. And as proud as we all know, they were that English language with these different definitions for different words and the dynamic that creates. However, we always say, I'm proud of this, proud to be black, proud of my children, you proud of your accomplishment, you proud of your success. But we also know the other version, another form of the word pride, has always been associated with a negative connotation, right? But they push this pride, and then America is taking this issue to be at the forefront, so opposite the stance like countries such as Uganda have taken. It's at the forefront of their issues politically, and it's crazy they riding with it when, as a Christian nation, their handbook says pride goeth before a fall. And throughout history, if you look at so many other mighty nations, these type of behaviors have always led to that mighty nation no longer being mighty. And I don't know. Just think, in order for that to be factual, and for you to be a nation as worldly as known as America, and to be so proud, so arrogant, that you would still allow yourself to get in this position behind these issues. And we know in pride goeth before a fall, and the word that describes their whole movement is pride. That's deep. They in Target messing with your babies. They had a garment that said, I am glad you're queer. A onesie. What sick planet, universe are we existing in where that's cool? Do y'all know what maps are? And I'm not talking about a GPS, a map of that nature. I'm going to let the maps this is what a map is. And it seems like Target and is moving directly into the bullshit arena or mind frame of these people who consider themselves maps. Check out what a map is.
I use the term minor attracted person or MAP for multiple reasons. First of all, because I think it's important to use terminology for groups that members of that group want others to use for them. No one can control who they're attracted to at all.
Oh, my mama, I feel just like she feel. Uh, how is it? Do you think it's just an irony that at the same time a society is being very embracing of drag queens, uh, going to elementary schools and entertaining children and interviewing them. Um, at the same time, a corporation as American as Target, um, bro, they had bikinis. I don't know if you was getting the concept. They was having bikinis designed for little boys, size extra small, that were designed for. They was called tuck friendly, to where they can go swimming as children, as babies. Just think about the pools that babies are usually in, bro. If you buying a bathing suit at Target for a baby, it's a good opportunity that the pool is gonna be one of them pools at home that you buy out of Target. This is how small the bathing suit was, and they making it so that in the front it's tuck friendly. So the word tuck indicates what is naturally there, developed on the young boy. We have a female bikini, a bathing suit for your baby boy that will hide his him. So therefore, he can present as a her as he swims for fun, innocent swimming fun in the water, what it's been all these years. Now the babies are wearing, they're designing clothing for the children's babies, the infants, to be sexualized while they go swimming. How about that? Is it any coincidence that at the same time, the same society as people, did you just, man, listen to what this, and to think about the people who you see on TikTok and all these clips always speaking on behalf of the pronouns and the go downs, and the teachers that are so excited about being able to tell their elementary students that they, he, her, they, she, wop, woo, wop. Look how they come across, just their general appearance, and then look how this person appears. Notice the similarities, if not the identical image.
I use the term minor attracted person or MAP for multiple reasons. First of all, because I think it's important to use terminology for groups that members of that group want others to use for them. No one can control who they're attracted to at all.
On my mama, that sound like a template for the whole alphabetical situation that we watched take place over the last decade or so, as they just did to hit it and move themselves into the most primary subculture in America. That's the same template, and it's now they moving it to these people. How do you even allow this to be? Just think that we all are aware of the internet, how it operates, and we know that there are minors accessing this content without any supervision. And they'll, you know what type of stuff I done had snatched off of my social media pages, but they letting that float around for minors to be able to grasp and see this. We living in a cold, wicked world, y'all. Oh, my mama. Vicious V, do you agree with me?
100%. Oh, excuse me, Jeter.
Jeter, gratitude is the attitude, definitely.
You know, the one thing that I really don't appreciate with that scenario, and here's the thing, I will say this: if that is the life as an adult that you choose, that is your business and your business only. You have the right to live your life however you choose to, 100%. You, however, do not have the right to force that upon my kids, no matter no way, shape, or form. It's gotten to the point where there are some things, even on YouTube Kids, that I had to stop my youngest daughter and my youngest boy from watching because the cross dressing thing, and I get it that they're doing it for a skit, but it's gonna turn into something else because it's that little innocent thing right there, but then it's gonna turn into something bigger, something worse. And I don't want my youngest boy to think, oh, it's okay to wear this because I'm just acting. After a while, it's not gonna be acting. You see what I'm saying?
And I agree with you a Google percent. And I also would like to add with this minor attracted person thing they talking about the way this person just expressed that no one can control who they're attracted to, right? This is the same as much as you want to be accepted for being factual. As you make that statement, you are also making the argument as to why people who do sexually deviant things toward children one time should never ever be released. They should be put somewhere or there should be done something to them to where they should never be able to harm a child again after one offense, because even on their own declaration, they cannot control who they are attracted to. What kind of world are we living in when someone such as this can tell you this about your child? They're talking right now. This person is talking to you about how they may feel about your mind. I know your babies. I know how you love your babies. Let me just listen. This person has a message. I want you to listen to this message. This is directly to you and you and your babies. This person will tell you.
I use the term minor attracted person or MAP for multiple reasons. First of all, because I think it's important to use terminology for groups that members of that group want others to use for them. No one can control who they're attracted to at all.
Gotta go with the flat line. Hey, so how would you respond to that message?
First, the flat line. Second, I'm going to have to respectfully disagree with that because, as I said before, these are my children, and under government law, they are under my responsibility, and I raised them the best of my ability to be productive individuals in this country. When it comes to their innocence, and that's what we're tapping into, their innocence, you do not have the right to tell them what they should be okay with and not be okay with. For the simple fact is, as I said before, they are minors. They are minors. My 3-year-old son, my 7-year-old daughter, my 9-year-old son, and my oldest, who's about to be 13, you do not have the right to tell them what they should be okay with. When I just need to be okay, just play Minecraft, okay? Just play Minecraft, play your video games, do that. You don't have the right to tell them what they should be okay with and not be okay with. You do not have the right.
But what does this say about a society that has allowed this to become mainstream ideology and it's widely accepted? It's not something that is just like the R word. There, we can't get a group of people running around advocating for that. Rightfully so. But I mean, this type of activity, on a scale, on a spectrum, wouldn't be far from the R word. And how is it that what does it say about a society that allows this ideology to be sugar-coated and dressed up to where this person feels comfortable saying this? This is what I mean. You should, that person should be on a registry immediately for expressing themselves in that manner.
Exactly. You definitely should be on the registry because, and it's funny you say that because what I've been reading, and I even heard, Dr. Umar Johnson say this, that those particular people, they're about to be deemed as mentally sick because they're trying to add that into the American Disease Association to where that is no longer a crime. It is now, what I'm saying, like a disease. And again, no.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm trying to choose my words carefully because I'm extremely passionate with things like that.
Yeah, but yeah,
And
I understand, but I
yeah,
am likewise. However, I know you are articulate enough to not offend overtly. I know inadvertently somehow we might slip up just because it's a very slippery subject, and the truth sometimes just slices. And that's the nature of being factual. So sometimes we're gonna step on toes just by keeping it to Google, but we don't have to be disrespectful to any individual. But that uh, the concept that there is any parent walking around that is going to be comfortable with the idea that an adult, a bearded person of this age, of anywhere you go, we're in society, how we, tolerance of everything else, every other letter that they didn't put in there. And now you want to add the MAPS on there, it's not going to work. There's no way in the world. Can you imagine the same way we're having to debate about the issue of our educators in elementary education, are they allowed to address children about their pronouns and how they're living outside of the classroom? That is a big debate in our society. Can you imagine the climate anywhere where the maps will be included in that conversation? I see it coming.
oh, it's definitely coming. And I don't know how far it's spread. Being pushed in schools. I don't believe it's hit. Well, I doubt it's going to hit the South because there's way too many people out here that are completely against that. But it's going to spread like. Sadly, it's going to spread like a wildfire. But maybe, and I'm hoping that this thing that happened with Target is an example of people saying you're not going to force this on our kids no matter what if you want to lose billions in your corporation.
Oh yeah, For those that are not aware, Target has made the move of removing some of the most controversial items from that Pride line, but I'm pretty sure it must be the ones with the tuck mechanism. That just the way it sounds by design sounds like something that would be on Hollywood Boulevard at an adult specialty store made for adults that participate in these type of activities. I just, it feels like we're in a bad dirty movie. The fact that it's actually in a mainstream corporate store like Target for a child, it seems unreal, unbelievable. I am baffled. I can't believe we're discussing this in real time. I can't believe.
I can't believe we are either, but I'm glad that Walmart has never made that step to do it because Walmart being a multi-billion-dollar company, I'm pretty sure the Walton family don't want to have anything to do with that. But the simple fact is, if Target was able to lose, if I'm not mistaken, I read about $8 billion in a couple of days. This will completely cripple Walmart, especially with the things that they got.
See,
I doubt they want to lose any more money.
Well, I don't know if the ramifications would be that, extreme. However, I think when you look at on a global scale, America needs to really be cautious of, the position it's taking on certain issues when it just comes to maintaining its presence and image as a stronghold, man. Like, just the phrase "a bunch of bitches," like when you go, if you just hear that phrase and then start describing and comparing different groups of individuals and how they operate, when you're thinking about males, I mean, when you go to countries, we just look like a bunch of bitches, like too gassed up on it. Like, even if there was a pocket of society that we had to carve out, tolerate, accept, accommodate, we gone way beyond that. Way beyond that. Far beyond that. And I don't see any, end in sight. So I can only imagine where, and it's crazy once again, I was going to use the word progression. And this type of ideology is highly pushed by a group of people who consider themselves to be progressive, even though it is a degressive actual movement or mind frame. They call themselves progressive, and they are making progress in their movement. And if you see how it goes from the renamebo, just in general. You know, they got rid of don't eat ass, don't T-nail in the eating army. And then it starts from there. Then it trickled down. Now is they adding extra letters. Now they telling you that people born with T nesticles can literally be women. They went to now when you go check your kid in for school, elementary school, when they instead of just having male and female for you to pick, it's multiple options for you to just put down what your child may be. It's an obvious progression when it comes to the idea of this social push of sexual inclusion and acceptance. And there's only one. I mean, once we see what when they going after the babies, the next thing is the beast. It's like they trying to phenuck everything.
Mm-hmm.
Everything
Similar
that got a hold.
Someone is saying, yes, exactly. Similar to what someone is saying in the comments, Sodom and Gomorrah. That's about where it's aiming at.
It's extremely. I saw a clip, bro, where I don't even want to try to recall where it was that it was going to take place. I believe it was in Canada, but I shouldn't have said it. I didn't want to try, but I tried anyway. I might be wrong. But anyway, they had a group of drag queen, trans, LBGQ2 nuns, males, that was claiming to be nuns, that was going to be celebrated at a big event out there. Man, I seen the clip about it, homie. And they had their faces all painted up with like the imagery that we used to associate with like burlesque or dark red light, freak, adult, fetish. They bringing that to the forefront as common, mainstream, cool. What is saved for the dark caves of adulthood then? If this is pushed to the forefront as mainstream, what's left for the darkness?
Obviously nothing.
It means there's going to have to be a darkness. That means that's going to have to be a deeper, more demented level of. If they're going to say something, there has to be a line somewhere. Yeah. So it's just like, when does it stop? But I feel you with the nothing, because they're leaving nothing. It's
literally what they don't.
Just like, to me, it blows my mind, like how at one point, I'm an older guy, related to some, and at one point, in order to see some stripper type dancing, you would have to go to the strip club or go to the after hours. You could go to a party and females used to know how to dance. They danced nasty, sexy. It was fun to watch them dance. That was cool. But then you go to strip club and see a whole nother kind of moves. Now you pick up your phones, like every female dance like a stripper. You can see that everybody want to put on some tights with no panties and spread their legs in front of the camera and pop it. What indeed? There's like nothing left for the intimate side. It's like I was speaking on our last episode about how brides are comfortable at their reception in front of their whole family, all their guests. Brand new groom sits there and gets a lap dance while she sit there and pop it stanky, nasty, funky. I'm talking about she do the doo-doo. Like, there's nothing left. I think, like, they want our society to eventually reach some, like, what them Greek and Roman statues used to look like. No clothes, and older people seemingly attempting to reach out, engage, and contact infants in a sense of aura that there was no judgment in any of that.
Yeah, it's like a all-age orgy or some mess like that. It's, ugh.
Oh, my mama.
But I will say this, though, as an individual who is half Ghanaian, because my biological father is from Ghana, Africa, shout out to Uganda. Shout out to Uganda president, man, for standing on that.
For real.
Like, shout out to them.
For real. I seen a recent clip of him at a press conference, and it was only his people. It was all black. It was a lady stood up. She got to ask him a question. She's a black lady, like younger. She was like, a president, She was like, the people of Uganda, the LGBTQ2 community of Uganda would like to ask you some questions. Would you be willing to sit down to him, sit down and speak with them? And then he like looked at the people to the side of him on both sides, and like he laughed. He was like, "Who? What people?" She said, "The homosexual people in Uganda would like to." He just laughed. He was like, he just it's like right after they passed that law, right? I'm like, yeah. If anything, I you have to admire his courage to stand against what's being pushed so heavily when everybody else accepting it. You know, that's what we stand for. That. I'm glad you brought up nationality, because you know what? Another thing I take out of this, it feels good when usually when it's social issues and people speaking out, often people that look like this, you don't stand on the same side of the issues with them. That's why we get the term Karen. But it feels good to be socially aware of an issue that's important and to agree with people who it seems like you don't have much to agree with, and realize we not as different as we thought sometimes. But I love the fact that to be on point with someone who seems this different from me in so many other ways, but we can be so passionate about the things that really, really matter. Just check it out from that perspective.
We're at Target right now. This is literally the kids section. I'm next to a literal onesie that says whatever the hell that means. We have glad you came out, and I'm so happy that you're queer in the kids section. Are you kidding me? I'm sorry, but pride and toddler don't belong in the same sentence. So I found an extra small swimsuit in the child section. It says light binding effect on it. And then the bottoms in the kids section, keep in mind, say tuck friendly construction. They're giving it to your kids. If that doesn't give you a reason to boycott Target, I don't know what does. But this shit's getting out of hand. They're targeting children, whether you like it or not. And it's time that people actually do something about it. Because if they don't, then guess what? That shit won't just be in Target, it'll be in every store, ever.
Like that seemed like that energy she giving up right there. Typically, you might be in Target arguing with her. But what it's going to take for the people at the common people to really have the influence that matters in a society that actually belongs to us, it's going to take unity for people that look like us, that look like that understand bullshit when they see it and stand together. That's when the voice is going to be heard. And I believe to a large degree, much as we might hate to say it and see it and realize it, I think Donald Trump kind of represents that spirit that permeates throughout America. And I think it's going to be high time if we realize, are we really being pushed by a small percent of the people with this whole influx of this movement? The fact that they even consider or call it a movement is amazing to me. But they describe it as such, a movement. Or are we going to get an opportunity to realize that the majority actually are sensible as we are on these issues, and is their voice going to get a chance to be heard? Or are we going to have to be forced to just go along with however this is panning out, with regardless of how we think about it? I'm really interested to see that.
I'm definitely interested to see it as well, but no matter what, I stand on what I said and what I believe in, and as you already know, when you stick into a script, it's a lonely road sometimes, and I'm okay with that road.
Oh, my mama, Ben, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. I know y'all might not be familiar with a lot of things that I say when I refer to the Bible, and I'm not promoting it on anyone in here. It just happens to be something I reference from because I learned a lot of my life lessons through the parables and the object lessons that are in the Bible, and I've been bred and conditioned to stand alone through stories like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, even Daniel. There's so many times it's been stuck into my head that that's what it's going to be about. Even being a Seventh-day Adventist amongst a whole community full of Protestants, just growing up, even in the church sense, where everybody else was going on Sunday and being breaded to go on Saturday, even though it was odd and other kids didn't quite understand it and knew nobody else was really doing it. So I ain't got no problem standing alone. Sticking to the script is the lonely road. Oh, my mama.
Yeah. I grew up non-denominational, so I understand completely. With definitely the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They didn't want to bow down to none of the bush that the other folk had going on. They tried to put them in the furnace and burn them. They wouldn't burn. The story of Daniel, same thing. They threw him into the lion's den, and them lions sat down next to him.
Right.
They thought them lions was gonna eat him. They just sat down, laid next to him.
And before, it was one time before they even got to the lion's den, they was like trying to push on them the king's diet, a whole lot of meat and shit, and then they didn't want to eat it, and they was captive. They was like slaves, like, and then they was like, everybody got to eat what the king tell y'all to eat. They said, man, we don't eat that. That ain't no good for us. They say they got to chopping it up with the people. They was like, look, try it out. I might be wrong on the time frame, but I'm gonna just say a week. They like, let us eat what we want to eat for a week, and then y'all eat what y'all want to eat for a week, and then they did a test about who was gonna be sharper, and at the end, but it's always been an object lesson about standing against what was being pushed, even if you're gonna be lonely in doing so. Even with Daniel, the way he got into the lion's den, they played his partner that was the king. They said, you can't pray to nobody but me, and played him because he used to pray to God. And all he had to do was like not pray out where everybody could see him. He could have went in the closet and prayed. Because still prayed and ended up in the lion's den against the grain. So we with that, you feel me? Moses, you know what I'm saying? All he had was Aaron. And he had to push a hard line. That's just, it's all through the script.
Mm-hmm. You know, it's interesting that you say those stories, and I surmise it like this here. Even though that, you know, people like you and I, Spider, you know, we stand on, you know, this part of the script here, even though they may try to destroy us, no matter what, they gonna fail at it anyway.
Oh, my mama, we didn't design this. Our only thing our job is to do is like our quote says. The quote says earlier, chance favors a prepared mind. Just be prepared mentally. That's our job, because the thing is so big. If you think you can really affect it, sometimes that's an arrogant thought. Like, oh, my mama, you just got to stay tucked in where you need to be, and be in your proper pocket, and be in the appropriate place with the appropriate energy to attract the appropriate things at the appropriate time. Oh, my mama. You dig it, Lies?
Sure do. Matter of fact, if you don't mind, Spider, do me one small favor, please, sir. Can we go ahead and run that jump, man? When you stick to the script, it's a lonely road. I gotta go ahead and hear that one good time.
The phrase been coming up. I see him typing in the chat too. By now I should have had it loaded, so say less. We're gonna run that EC. It's available on all digital platforms. If you ain't familiar with the record, EC. Not no tricky, funny spelling, capital E, capital C. Oh, me.
This is J.P. Banks Music.
When you're sticking to the script, it's a lonely road. Before they left the hole and tank, the big homie told. He know the way this testimony hold. On that low foe, they gon' politic on him cold. SPI Bank EC for really though. Used to really go, ask my nigga Chili Mo. Had a cold gun game, crazy knuckle up. Bust on enemies with baby double up. Back and forth with the main streets on 98. Q9 cell, me and Lil Johnny Ray. Posted up on Colton with a big ratchet. Way before Lil Wayne threw on that snitch jacket. Walked the yard with Slim Bag, what up Big Drac? Gave them back they L cuz you did that. Love my lokes even if we don't interact. Lil Mont, Baby Psych and Lil Black. EC.
EC. EC. 97th Street, smack dead in the Middle East. Fuck the police for King Ron and Lil Reese. Tell the truth, SP3 never lack rhymes. Sometimes feel I might die behind my rap lines. We ain't in Malibu now, we in Maui. Baby Pie, EC, Bear, me and Wowie. Tico, Kiko, EC Red. Still can't believe Frankie and CC dead. Come to putting in work, did more than a little dirt. Airbrush shirt. Big Milk, Lil Merc, Lil Box, Baby Ant, both souls, all the coops. First Street to 24 when we call the troops. Lost a legend when we buried Bug. Coach love to the riders that carry cuz, never seen it coming. Was a little foul, still took heart though. My hat off to Lil Owl, EC. 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 Big Spider and Lil Spider both got an Ezel. Tiny Spider got 19, rest in peace, Ezel. Shouts to the females representing EC. The brownies to the quotas, rest in peace, TT. Big Tommy's son on the 7, that's Stay Pops. Me and mine never bow down to J-Box. And that's the coldest cripper nigga ever met. Coldest cripper ever heard about, better yet. 33rd Neverary, only time a nigga ran. On the land, go ask my nigga Ran. ECG unit, came up a little show. Got told on by that nigga Lil Show. Went on TV, the homies did BT Ugly. Got love for Infinite and Lil EC Buzzy. For death though, that mean to my dying day. EC, that's all I've been trying to say. EC. 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 EC available on all digital platforms. Had to run that for my boy Vicious V from the HOOD.
On hood, on hood.
On hood, on hood. Fatherhood for those that might not know.
Strong on that. Hey Spider, let me ask you this. So I've read a couple times and I heard a few people say this, that the old TV show, well not old, it's still running, Sesame Street, they tried to push that particular agenda way back around the early stages of when it was starting with the whole Bert and Ernie situation. I don't know if they successfully did that, but I read somewhere in there that they had like two particular characters in there. They weren't puppets, but they're actually a character that was consist of
Bert and Ernie.
Two male.
Yeah, Bert and Ernie. It's a whole. It's a whole lot of conversation and controversy around the fact that they supposed to be a couple versus just comrades and created for kids. I don't know how cemented it is as far as actual factual established as far as the script, but it's a lot of mainstream conversation. If you just type in Bert and Ernie in any type of search bar and put couple, and you'll see there's plenty content related to that subject matter. I'm not sure what the final synopsis is, because when I was first familiar with it and hearing about it, it seemed like it was like a quote unquote thing where people knew it was real, but it wasn't official. So I'm not sure though, but yeah, but that's how far back. There's a whole production. You can also look up Walt Disney and his actual interest when it comes to children and that type of subject matter. So it's like right in our face a lot of times, more so than we realize.
And reason I say that because I had read that I guess the writer or director of the show, his point of having the two characters, Bert and Ernie, they were originally created to best teach children that people can get along who are very different from themselves. And I guess I can kind of see that. However, just in 2021, they had the first episode of I guess an episode they call Family Day, and it showed two male figures that were father figures. So it's sad that I'm sorry, go
it's
ahead.
the progressiveness of the issues that become a problem, because eventually in the society we live now, I mean they've conditioned us so much that it's hard to argue at this point adopted child. I mean, there's no way I can look at it. That's not even cool for that to be pushing that. But it's a reality, it's educational wise, that from that standpoint, that is something that our children are going to be faced with. That's not something you're going to be able to carve out. These are new things that they're trying to implement. We have to stand firm against them as a society, because once they got your kids without your say so, it's a wrap, man. Because once you, bro, this is like criminal activity, even having these type of conversations to or about or around children. You would get ostracized in our last generation for even considering children in this fashion. I hate to be at such a loss of words and so blown away by the fact that it's a reality, but that is exactly my condition. I can't.
Yeah, I feel the same way. And speaking of Disney,
you know who else I didn't never like?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
You know who I didn't never like?
Who?
I think it was Yo Gabba Gabba, the nigga in the all orange tights. I didn't understand why he was on there with the baby shit with the all orange. Oh man, he probably had one of them tucky yuckies on, because that wouldn't be cool to be on there in front of the babies just with the tights on like that. But he was on there, grown ass man. He was like a hip hop DJ supposedly, but he on there with these babies with the orange tights. I never really liked it that. My youngest son,
been dressed like Frozone.
Yeah, my mama, he looked like Frozone. My youngest son used to love Yo Gabba Gabba though. I used to hate that nigga on there. He a solid strapping young man, but I don't know what influence they was trying to put on the babies with that orange tight suit, man. That nigga, he should have known better. He should have. That was
the crazy part about it. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, that was just unnecessary. Go ahead. He could have did everything else, but why he had to wear that? He already had the stupid. He had the stupid hat on. He could have had the hat and some feathers and shit and some baggy shorts, anything but that bodysuit. What nigga want to put that bodysuit on, man?
And I think he was a 40-something-year-old man at the time when he was doing that. I don't think he was a young dude.
Man, we went from Mr. Rogers to this nigga, man. How he get away with that? That shit look creepy, man. Like, man,
I'm not gonna put it on Mr. Rogers.
No, Mr. Rogers is cool.
Right.
No, they got clips right now of Mr. Rogers speaking on this same subject. Like, he got a song like, matter of fact, let me play this song. I ain't gonna hold y'all. Hold on. Let me show y'all. Let me show y'all what Mr. Rogers think about this shit. What? It's how Mr. Rogers feel about the shit net.
Keep it quilted means you keep it the best.
Hold on, they running that ad. Hold on, man. Oh shit, what I do? I fucked up. God damn me, trying to be too swift. Hold on.
I just read something I think came from you. It's you I like every.
Oh shit. Alright, hold on. Oh, that's damn what I did. Hold on. Try this one more time, y'all.
Alright.
Damn, where that little 1 minute clip at? All these ones are 6 minutes and 8 minutes. I fucked up on the 1 minute clip. Oh, here we go. Bam. Let's see what this do.
Some are fancy on the outside. Some are fancy on the inside. Yes, sir, everybody's fancy, everybody's fine. Your body's fancy, and so is mine. Boys are boys from the beginning. If you were born a boy, you stay a boy. Girls are girls right from the start. When you're born a girl baby, you grow up to be a bigger girl, and then a woman. Everybody's fancy, everybody's fine. Your body's fancy, and so is mine. Only girls can grow up to be the mummies. Only boys can grow up to be the daddy. Everybody's fancy, everybody's fine. Your body's fancy, and so is mine. I think you're a special person, and I like your ins and outsides. Everybody's fancy, everybody's fine. Your body's fancy, and so is mine. True.
I don't know about that last bar about I like your body insides and outs, but he was kicking all bars on there, all facts. He it was like he knew what they was gonna be up to.
One of the best things that's ever happened.
Oh shit!
To public
It's
television.
like Mr. Rogers knew what they was finna be up to with the babies in the future, man. You dig a lot?
And that was a message from your friendly neighborhood, Mr. Rogers.
Oh my.
Y'all boys and girls have a good day, and remember, boys will be boys, girls should be girls.
Hey, just think of how American that phrase is. They finna throw that out the window. Boys will be boys. You can't even say that no more.
You sure the hell can't.
Bro, they so foul, bro. They taking from women the term breastfeeding. You in the hospitals, in the delivery spaces where women have been the most sacred individuals until they give birth and they share that space with the child. They have to give up. Man. And then they look, bro. What real man want to be called cis anything, bro? How they gonna just push that on you? They want to be specific with all these different terms and make you go back to school just to study pronouns, to know how to address them in a new spectrum of the words. It ain't even how it's supposed to go from the old lessons. They want to bamboozle you, even at your job. I'm telling you, you could be employed at the same place for over 10 years and flow how you flow. Right now, all people employed in American companies have to go under gender training, and they're letting you know if you misgender someone multiple times, you can be terminated. It can even go to the extent of be considered a hate crime. Now, at the same time, I ain't never heard a real man sign up to be called cis nothing. Every heterosexual man I ever heard speak on the subject detests being considered cis. Even the majority of the women. But guess what it seems? They don't give a feeding, and they keep referring to those that are not like them as cis. They some bold bullying muck on my mama.
And, it's so early, it triggered a thought a while back, a couple years ago, and I believe this was with my oldest son, my second son. So my son's mother had told my 9-year-old at the well, he's 9 right now, my boy Amir. She told him to go grab her purse for him, and as he went to grab the purse for him, whatnot, and, it was simply that. But then it got to the point where she was telling him to hold it for him, and then he put it over his shoulder, and I was like, hey, take that off. You get that purse back to you. I'm sorry.
No, I'm laughing. I'm listening. Go ahead.
Yeah, so my thing is, no, take that purse off. You tell your mama to hold it, So she somewhat got mad at me, but then it turned into a debate with some of the family members. And my thing is, I'm like, y'all looking at it as so simple as, oh, it's just a purse. No, it starts off with a purse. It's going to turn into something else later. What's next? You want the boy to hold the lipstick too? And I'm not saying that they was into him holding this purse and wearing it on his shoulder because it's going to make him a female. It wasn't that. It's the small things for me that
Men have wallets, women have purses. I didn't want my son to get used to holding his mom's purse and having it over his shoulders or whatnot. The next thing you know, he's going through it like it was like that of a purse. And then later on, that's what he's used to. That was my whole thing. So it was something you said that triggered that thought in my head. And I just wanted to express that.
It's deep. I agree with you, Google percent, and it's just odd to me that society used to support that type of stance from a sturdy father, and now you're considered a villain for having those type of sentiments. And I just don't. I don't understand how this is such a a permeating popular opinion amongst people that we consider peers. It is appalling. I peed it up.
I mean, yeah, it is appalling, but it's just one of them things where, again, like I said, it's the small things in the beginning that's gonna turn into something bigger and bigger and bigger later on.
Yes.
Yeah, I might look like I'm over exaggerating, fine, but as far as I'm concerned, I made these children, with the help of their mothers. Okay, I made these
And
children.
that's far. That's far from an over exaggeration. However, I have 3 sons. One will be 15 in July. The other 2 are 15 and 16. From as young as they could understand blue, red, 1, 2, 3, 4, I was over explanatory about the natural order of things. I was even vulgar because I knew I was ahead of, and this is when now I'm telling you that they're 14, 15, and 16. So this is conversation that took back started beginning over 10 years ago. So this is how I was ahead of the curve. You see how the bombardment was, but I seen what I was up against. They were doing little things to tease it. Way back then, it was noted that California had decided that they were going to be the first, Southern California in particular was going to be the first school district to mandate that the achievements of the Skedaddle people be incorporated into the curriculum of the public school system. So I was seeing the signs, and so sometimes you hate to admit it, but I was talking to my boys like they were men long before they hit adolescence, just because I knew what the world was going to try to tell them. And I'm going to just tell you, I have an 11-year-old daughter who has a far more broader understanding. Even my daughters are a lot less stern. Like when they discuss the subject matter with me, they kind of know how to lean, but they have a way more liberal, open stance on this shit too, and they young adults. 619 area code, man. Welcome to the conversation. What's happening?
SBI, what's going on with you, baby boy? What's going on with you?
Oh man, blessings abundant, man. Just getting back to it, trying to get the rhythm back. What's happening with you?
Always trying to tap in and help contribute to the show, man. But I'm kind of late on the topic, man. What's the topic, man? What we talking about?
I'm finna catch you up to date. I'm gonna play you 2 little clips back to back, and then the floor gonna be yours. All right.
All right.
All right.
We're at Target right now. This is literally the kids section. I'm next to a literal onesie that says whatever the hell that means. We have glad you came out, and I'm so happy that you're queer in the kids section. Are you kidding me? I'm sorry, but pride and toddler don't belong in the same sentence. So I found an extra small swimsuit in the child section. It says light binding effect on it. And then the bottoms in the kids section, keep in mind, say tuck friendly construction. They're giving it to your kids. If that doesn't give you a reason to boycott Target, I don't know what does. But this shit's getting out of hand. They're targeting children, whether you like it or not. And it's time that people actually do something about it. Because if they don't, then guess what? That shit won't just be in Target, it'll be in every store, ever.
I use the term minor attracted person or MAP for multiple reasons. First of all, because I think it's important to use terminology for groups that members of that group want others to use for them. Because no one can control who they're attracted to at all.
I just noticed on his screen up there, that's their flag, y'all. I'm gonna show that one again. Check it.
Yeah, I've seen.
You seen the flag? Okay, but yeah, that's what we've been chopping it
Yeah, I
up
peeped that
about.
on the clothes and all that. I said, okay.
So we were talking about how it's not an obvious correlation. Target is making bikinis for little boys to tuck their genitals so they can be little girls, toddlers, and at the same time we have apparently sophisticated mainstream Americans pushing for the acceptance of MAPS, minor attracted persons, adults. So that's what we've been discussing. Just the reality of that, the ramifications of that, and my personal position has been, I cannot believe we're actually living in a society where this is somebody right now. The comment I see says unintentional grooming, and I would have to just eliminate the word unintentional. I think the intentions are obviously stated and apparent. I don't think it's unintentional.
Ooh. Well, see, on topics and subjects like this, I try not to get too deep, and because I don't want to get the show flagged on anything that might be too controversial.
Thank you.
As far as speaking and stuff, and it goes far deeper, and I'm gonna kind of try to tiptoe around it. Like I said, I don't want to get too, but I think that when we talk about a subject and a topic like this, I think it's more of a drop in the water as far as the total aspect of what we've been dealing with, as far as being part of a system and a society that never was really meant to mean us any good in a particular ways. And if we think about having our own system of beliefs and our own system of doing things in our own ways, it would be a lot different than a lot of the programming that's been done to us in all different aspects, not just in that aspect, in the aspect of finance, in the aspect of even of education. You know what I mean? We're the only people that allow our oppressors to educate us and to have us to believe that we're less than what we really are.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's a big.
See, but I'm with you 100% on that. I wanted you to get more on this perspective. I want you to take your mind back to when TV was black and white, right?
Yeah.
Them days. And you see how when remember the Lucille Ball show? Are you familiar with that?
I already know where you're going with it, but yeah, go ahead.
All right.
Yeah,
Let me paint the picture, then I want you to just give me your perspective. All right. That was like what, in the 50s, 60s, 40s? I don't know.
Yeah, black and white. Yeah, like
black
50s.
and white. All right.
Yeah.
Here in America on television, this was a married couple, and because of the concept of decency and appropriateness, they, as a married couple, didn't think it was appropriate to show them sleeping in the same bed. Not having a love scene, but just just going night to turn off to say good night, babe, and kiss and go to sleep. No, they slept in separate beds because that was deemed decent for just time frame. Now I want to fast forward and let's just notice how it went from. I remember a time where you would hear them say ass on TV, and you'd be like, "Oh, they cussed." You couldn't believe it. Like they let them say. So look how the progression come to where now every female that you see showing up to an award show has on something where you can see through their clothes, you can see the G-string going up their ass crack, and every top have a titty out, and WAP could be the number one song. So the progression of that, now we see they're in Target pushing for sexualized children's apparel. Now I just want you to give me a 30-year projection to the future. Where are we headed?
It's really kind of confusing because you have the one aspect of we want to be more accepting of certain things. We want to be more accepting of things that we want to call being normal, being natural. But at the same time, you have like people that are in the comedic world that they're going to counsel you for the slightest little thing. So one part of it, you're trying to be more accepted. They try to us to be more accepted and let more things be shown, let more things be seen, let more things be on network television. But on the other part, you say the one wrong word and you so-called canceled. You know what I mean? You so-called, you said the wrong thing about a particular group of people. And I ain't even going to lie, it even goes with us. Like if you say something wrong about somebody that's black in a particular, you can get canceled to a certain degree or whatever. But it's like, you got half of them trying to say this is what we should be more open to. But then you got the other half that's saying that the one, like, I don't know if you follow comedians a lot, but I follow the comedian world a lot. And I hear about how they talk about how being a comedian nowadays, you couldn't be the same kind of comedian you was back in the Eddie Murphy days. There were certain words and certain things that you can't even say no more. So it kind of throw me on how you got both sides of that.
I think you missing the crux of my question. Like, look how the war shows are. We go from Lil Nas X to what the Sam Smith dude, the Bunny dude. What are they gonna be doing 20 years from now that is gonna be more? What do you envision? Like, what is the future of this type of progressive behavior? Like, what is like? Where can we possibly be headed?
Well, you gotta understand the power of that community, that alphabet community. You see what I'm saying? Like, they very, very powerful, and they're very, very influential on the media, because all we're talking about right now is pretty much media stuff, the stuff that's in the media. You know what I mean? And the media is controlled by a certain group of people, but there's other group of people that are behind the scenes on that.
They're allowing drag queens to come into elementary schools and have performance hour and time and educational hour and bonding hour with elementary children. It's not just media. Media is the machine that's pushing it. It's in society. You can see more and more clips on social media where you see parents showing up to like council meetings trying to speak their piece, and we see it on the media because it's happening actually in communities. Matter of fact, I believe it was Nebraska. Shout out to Nebraska, that just passed some legislation that kind of like gives us some hope that we're not going to just have to be bullied with this going one way.
And like I said, it comes back to the power that they have behind the scenes on things. You know what I mean? You got so many of them out there that's within that community that still don't want to come out that they're in that community, but they're going to be pushing certain parts of it in certain aspects of society. You see what I'm saying?
And then you got also you have the element of it becoming attractive to some people who are not as firm-minded as others, who may never have gone that way, but as it becomes more and more popularized, more and more celebrated, they call it a movement. Movements gain, they seek to gain traction and members. Otherwise, you don't have a movement, but they call it a movement. So if you're a movement and you're not seeking to gain influence and members, then you're not actually a movement. So as them being a movement, they want converse. You know how many times, if you hear in a casual sense of a stud or someone tell you on a dating show, I be watching like the Kendra stuff, and they be like, I prefer one I can turn out. I don't really want no one.
Wow.
Like, but they want to act like when they get to these political platforms that element of that lifestyle doesn't exist. They want to say everybody was born that way, but when they get casual and talk about what they seeking to turn something out.
Yeah, that's another form of trying to force your influence on another individual. Why can't you just get with someone that's already with that? Why you got to turn someone else out for your beliefs?
Now the thing is, that's just like us saying we want a virgin in their mind. They just don't want no broad just been with a gang of broads. They prefer something fresh, and then it's easier as an adult stud to find a virgin female that ain't had no pussy versus a male just finding a virgin, because that like almost non-existent. It's not even a concept anymore for adults. So when you're thinking about a stud, it's such a turnout element, an enticing, appealing thing to it. Niggas know just from living the life of growing up with the threesome shit. When the conversation first start coming around with certain people, then it's an influential. It's like something that ain't necessarily etched in stone like they try to make it sound. It's just not. Right. That's just not the case. And since that's the case, it's easier to bump in probably to an adult female that you that you can be her first experience versus an adult male finding a female you're gonna be her first experience. And I think that's the mind frame of the stud versus, that's what she was speaking from.
Right. Yeah. And like I said, for me, man, it still come down to, you doing what you're doing over there and us doing what we do over here, and we don't have to be intertwined within that part of the community or the system or whatever. That's just what I see in my mind on how it should be. Like, if this is what you want to do over there, then you do that over there, and we do this over here. But don't try to push your beliefs, your influences on me and what we got going on over here, because this is our own. You see, that's just my mindset of what I feel as though we need to be at.
That's our mind frame. It's ours.
Yeah.
Well, I agree with you.
Yeah. And I wish more people would think that, because like I said, this is just a drop in the bucket. That's just that section. I can go to so many different sections where I feel the same way about what they should have and what we should have, and we should have our own, they should have their own. But it's so many different areas. But in even in this particular pocket, same thing. You know what I mean? You do what you do. You can do it over there. We'll do what we do over here. And we don't got to be influenced or pressured into wanting to accept or be a part of whatever you got going on over there. But it's going to take a while for that mindset to come into play. But like I say, it's in so many different aspects of life that we're going to eventually find out that it's needed.
I think the way they're trying to be so aggressive with including the children's spaces, they're going to speed up that what you think going to take a while. Because the resistance that they're going to meet when it comes to parents versus just, like you say, adults sharing adult spaces. Now, when you start trying to bombard the shared societal safe spaces that have been like that for eons and ages, and now you're trying to implement this in a place where I could always be comfortable, where I will have the control of my child's influence, and they trying to force that into the very crust of our society, I think that's when we're going to see the parents stand up. Like, that's when people who we probably would never have much to agree upon are going to have an issue worth uniting with. There's going to be some blowback, man. They got to leave these babies alone. Just think about what this concept, and I mean, and like, I know I'm just saying how you said it's going to take a while for our position to really be put to the forefront. I don't think it's going to take us long. I don't think we have that much time. If you just think of how smooth this muff was trying to describe the maps, that was a more conservative look than the people who be trying to say pronouns. They be looking weird with the orange, blue hair, talking about how happy they was to meet their third day class yesterday, and everybody called me Mrs. Sandy. And you looking at it, you can understand why, but I had to tell them I'm not Mrs. And this person looked at less obscure than those individuals, man. They really doing this in real time. Your kids right now can go on TikTok and see this right here.
I use the term minor attracted person or MAP for multiple reasons. First of all, because I think it's important to use terminology for groups that members of that group want others to use for them. No one can control who they're attracted to at all.
On my mama, I have to debate what that is with my 11-year-old daughter. They after this generation, you send them to these schools, and they sophisticated, and you didn't send them out there society. My daughter, I have to explain to her what that is, because she's already under the worldly impression of what they claim it to be. When you look, not the maps in particular, but just the way that person was presenting themselves with all that hair on her face. To my daughter at 11 years old, society is teaching these kids that we have the wrong perspective on what that is. It's okay. It's totally cool, totally normal. And I'm thinking the parental resistance to that is going to have to be similar to when you see out in the wild somebody try to go mess with a bear cubs.
I mean, I think it comes back to we talk about different aspects of society, not society, just in life. When they talk about you as a parent should be the strongest influence on your child in what their perspective is going to be on certain parts of life. Just like, when they say that racism is taught, you know what I mean? It's taught at home. That's where the biggest influence comes at home. I think it's the same thing with this. The biggest influence is going to come at home on what you teaching your kids on who to be and how to think like and what's acceptable and what's not acceptable. You know what I mean? Sometimes it could be wrong. Sometimes it could be right. In this case, I think it can definitely be right if you're teaching your kids this is what we believe and this is how we look at things. You know, society might look at it like that.
It's the only option we have, bro. I don't know how effective it's going to be, but you are so correct that that's all we left with. If we leave it up to any other pocket of society, they giving them an opposing message.
Hey, can I jump in on something real quick if y'all don't mind?
No, please do. Appreciate your patience.
Okay, so let me say this here, and what the brother is saying, I get what he's saying, but with my situation, I'm pretty sure it's similar to other people's situation. The main thing that we really got to get back on as parents when it comes to instructing our kids a certain way, I ain't gonna lie, and I was guilty of it as well. We have got to get them off these YouTubes, the YouTube Kids, the TikToks, because that right there, whether it's someone coming to a school or not, TikTok is going to be the main thing, or YouTube or whatever is what's going to be teaching these kids and giving them that you know, the education on that, because it's going to turn into curiosity. Now, I have my kids, you know, first, third, and fifth weekend, so I keep them away. I try to keep them away from a phone as much as I can, and try to be more so teaching them without having to stick a phone in front of them. And thank goodness that I got, you know, 2 other baby mamas that's on the same thing. We try to take them away from a phone. However, even though we're keeping them away from the TikToks and the other social media or whatever, you also got to be a strong influence in them as well, and to show them, you know, this is this, that, and that is that. And I know you're going to go to school and you're going to probably see some things if it does or does not happen, but make sure you're the main voice that they're hearing. Absolutely. Instead of it being off a phone. That's definitely.
And don't allow society to dictate the energy with those intimate conversations that happen behind closed doors. Let me take a moment to shout out my boy Blue Jay from the Hater World. Y'all see him in the chat. Y'all go follow up on his platform, man. Real dope content, real consistent creator, real good folks, man. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead, play it. Go ahead.
Now, what the brother was saying, he absolutely right. We have to be more of an influence. And like I said, it's possible. Because like I said, you know, as parents, some people are bad influences on their children. Some people are good influence. But at the end of the day, the biggest influence should come at home from the parents. And then that what the brother was saying too, when you can be on the same page with the other half, you know what I mean? With, you know, hopefully it's the wife, if it's not, maybe it's the girlfriend, maybe it's the baby mama.
That's such a big essential element, man. You so fortunate and blessed to be able to have that. It'd be hard for me to, you know, to allow anything else to throw our co-parenting off as long as they holding that down. Sheesh.
Man.
Because these females.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, y'all. I'm sorry.
No, I was just finna say, because you never know.
And it kind of go back to what we talk about. When we talk about our kids and when they talk about dating and getting out there, we need to really just have them keep in mind that being with somebody that's like-minded as them and think on the same page as them, and how much of a big influence or how much of a big issue that could be if a child is brought into the situation. You see what I'm saying?
I remember
just parenting alone, your parenting skills and the way you parent versus somebody else's parenting skills and the way they parent, if it's on 2 different pages, boy, it's going to be a problem and a fight. And I'd have been there before, and it ain't nothing nice, and I don't wish that on nobody.
Man, that can, man, if you have a passion for anything when it comes to parenting, if you're not aligned with the other parent, yeah, that can be like a war. I remember one time dealing with a female who had a brother who used to, she used to say he was like that, right? And then, like, it was times throughout us messing around that the conversation would come up, like, potential kids, and we used to talk about it, and like, where he be able to babysit and all that. I'd be like, hell no. And she used to argue. Hey, look, on my mama, she used to argue me down and get offended. And, like, it was times I can recall, I think it was even some B-nurses, based on the fact that, like, when they used to get cracking, she was like, what you want me to do? I'm like, man, I ain't walking around. And the main reason to me, because you finna try to push that line on my kid? No way. So, whatever, I stopped feed-knucking with her, whatever. And then she ended up having kids by somebody else. And she even had a boy, I think. I remember I bumped into her and she was telling me she had the kids. I'm like, you let your brother babysit? She like, hell no. I'm like, I do shit. You figured that one out. That's all I'm saying. Oh, Baba, shit. I feel bad. It's a nigga. It's one little reality show I be watching. Love and Marriage, Huntsville, right? And it's a nigga on there right now. He like the scumball of the show because he fucked over his wife and he cheated on her. He lost her and she like blowing up, shining, and he just like they got him like he the creep. And if you just watching this shit on blah, like you kind of agree with he ain't shit, but like it's one issue I ride with him deep in the soul because they got him tongue tied though, and because he is fucked because like his wife he separated and her brother like that. And one of his main issues, but he can't speak on it, and they tried to put him on blast on it, is that, and I bet you, when they was together, he was pushing his line, and she couldn't say nothing. But now that they divorced, she be letting her brother babysit. He can't stand. I be feeling bad for Cuz. I be like, damn, that's fucked up. So, but every time he on the panel, and he got to do the interviews about what he upset about, he can't never bring that up. The host of the thing is a whole big show, a whole side show. This nigga sit up there, his legs be crossed more saucy and sassy than every female up there. And the females be up there. You know how they do on the reunions? They be like, da-ding, splash. This dude sit up with his legs crossed trying to show so much thigh meat angle. I'm like, man, check a hoodie from the hood. What up, neighborhood? Oh, blah. Then I'm like, I be tripping on that because they got this. I'm talking about the main nigga who I'm talking about who lost his wife. Cause he the only nigga on there, ex-football, seem like he still can't stay out the gym, big full of weights ass nigga. And he on there. On my mama, he losing his wife, cuz. And he got this fun boy up there refereeing, mediating, giving input, influence on his marriage, bro. The fun boy ended up breaking down, crying, like his wife right there. He interrupting, speaking up, saying, I'm like, man, how would you let what do this dude know about a man and a woman, man? This dude, he don't even know if he a man or a woman. And you finna let him be an expert or a say-so on your actual interactions with your intimate. That blows my mind.
In a straight relationship?
Yeah. Not only is it these two, it's multiple couples that he is orchestrating this whole thing through. I don't get it. And I think he got like multiple shows that are based around black heterosexual relationships. He the man behind it. I'm only aware of this one, for those that don't know, because it's shot in Huntsville, Alabama, and I have a connection with Huntsville, so it caught my eye. I started paying attention, and so I stayed in touch with it through the years. But outside of that, I don't watch I watch very little TV to none at all, but no reality TV. But I watch this show, and just for me seeing little updates and other, when you watching it, you see the little commercials. I think the nigga, his name Carlos King, he got a few shows that he is the main nigga, and they all about heterosexual black relationships. I don't understand that.
I don't understand that either. And damn, that shot in Huntsville. Oh, I didn't even know it was shot in Huntsville.
I bet you a Google percent of the times, you see the RuPaul show, the type of people that be on there, look who the host is. RuPaul. When they do their thing, I bet you they shows is not gonna have no. What sense do they even make to have a nigga that don't get down like that to try to be all in the middle? Can you imagine a show, you the host, and it's all about their relationships, and you on there like, oh, nah, homie, you shouldn't have did him like that. You should have. Man, what? What? That's like Bill Belichick showing up on the Lakers sideline trying to tell them what to do.
Hold up, cuz. Wait a minute. Hold up. What you doing?
Man, what are you doing here? Doing here? And this is the essence of selling your soul, because there is no way in the world you're gonna get me to believe you holding it down behind the scenes, stumped down as the man in your household, but you willing to sit up on this platform with your wife and let this be the bottom line voice in what's going on, or even explain yourself to this person about what you got going on as a man in your most intimate relationship with your wife. If you even comfortable come and discuss this with this man and expose this and all that, check me out. You is not that cat in the back, and that's why you over on here with all these masculine, aggressive women that run their own program. That's the only type of nigga that'll sit up there and talk to a fairy about his wife. Man, what are you talking about? If you don't get out of here, you don't even like Punani. I can't eat. I think all your influence is leaning toward ruining the healthy relationship so it'd be more fish in the sea for you. Why not? Why wouldn't you be thinking like that?
That's really what it was sounding like to me, because it's almost like it would mask itself as a person trying to help a situation, but to the root cause, to the root of it, is like he want to like demasculate the male. And as you said, in case that situation ends, hey, another fish for him. So yeah, I see where you're going with that.
Oh, my mama, ain't no way in the world, bro, you finna take your woman and sit up in front of a man that don't even like women and engage in this whole interaction about discussing the intricacies and the intimacies of what you and your wife got going on. That makes zero sense to me, bro.
It really does make zero sense. And for anyone in the chat that possibly don't understand, I'll give you another example. Think of it like this here. That's like me, a whole male, telling a woman how to have a baby. How?
Well, I mean, that was a nice shot, but we got a lot of professional deliverers and OBYGN that are male.
I can't tell them how to physically have a baby if I've never had one myself.
I mean, nice shot, bro, but I don't know if that really, just think a lot of women go through birth and get all their instructions, physical and health-wise, from males, bro. There's some women in the field, but it was at a time when there were very few to no women doctors, and all the instructions came from males. I
get it.
I'm just saying how. I mean, I could tell you how to have. I mean, how to have a baby. Like, I mean, like how.
I'm saying like get it first, but I get what you're saying.
Just think. People be in the car, never make it to the hospital. Nobody in the car, but they do, and it get done.
Oh, well, makes sense.
I mean,
okay. Well, my bad for that fumble.
No, but the correlation of a male being in a woman's space as an expert, I get that, but they just didn't pick the perfect example. Probably like trying to put on a tampon, like Dylan Mulvaney did. That might be more so of a. But now I done seen a man go through a whole little thing on the internet, so now I know all my life, cause I swear to God, I had no idea that. I used to always see the tampon as just a little thing, look like something fit up your nose or a little big or too big. It never crossed my mind that thing went like this, kaboof, up in the. I never thought, it never crossed my mind. It always looked kind of small, like damn, that motherfucker. I just thought it was hella absorbent, and they had some technology where it just all went in. I didn't know it expanded, but now because of this dude, what's his name, Dylan Mulvaney, who think he a girl. Wanted to go on there and do some experiments with tampons. I just seen him pull the string and do this, and it blew up. I'm like, damn, that's crazy to know about tampons. I done took tampons and used them to like smuggle weed on flights and all that stuff from off of the tampon, and still never knew they expanded like that. I done took them out the thing, repackaged them, multiple, stuffed them back in the box. And now I know they blow up. It's crazy to be that familiar with a product for that many years and have no idea how it works. That blew my mind. But now I know because it's men out here over interested in experiencing what women do and go through.
Yeah, I never knew of that one. Mainly because I didn't really give a fuck.
Yeah, did you know that little slim round thing actually expands up there? I guess when it hit liquid, it blow up.
No, I didn't know that. When I was with the ladies I was with, and they would ask me to go get what they need from the store, I just get it for them and go on about my business. I ain't care about nothing else after that.
Yeah, you know you're dealing with a real woman if over a period of time you never see no evidence of it ever after it's been used. And like if you're dealing with a woman that leave any evidence that where you can stumble across that they use something like that, that's not the type of woman you want to be around. I ain't talking about the boxes and packages, but once it's been used, all the women in my life, I don't see nothing. Like, what the fuck do they do with that shit? I know you can't flush it, but y'all never see it. But tell me this, women, is that true? And the women in the chat, do the thing blow up when it go up in you? I don't know.
I'm kind of interested to know because that kind of blew up. I mean, maybe it's because I didn't care.
Me either. That's just me. No, look, I'm telling you, I literally found out because of this dude. If you're not familiar with him, look him up. Dylan Mulvaney. And matter of fact, if you could Google him now on YouTube, put Dylan Mulvaney tampon. And just this how I learned. This dude, to my straight man, start throwing on wigs and shit and start saying he finna chronicle his life as a woman, day one, day two. Not a woman, as a girl, a little girl. And they do say she don't know about that. Oh, damn. He did a demonstration, though. That thing expanded. Man, I could have swore I seen it with my own eye. She said she don't know about that. But, and one of the days, he was like, he think it's a good idea for him to keep tampons in case he run into a girl who might need one and don't got one. He who would never need one thinks he needs to keep them on deck just in case he bump into a female who would be in a moment of need and he'll have one for her. And he figured that if he's gonna have them, he might as well figure out how they work. So he was on camera playing with the thing, trying to figure out how it worked. I could have swore he said that motherfucker blow up. But see, there I go. It's a real woman and telling me that might not be correct, but then you got one of them other kind of what they want to be women telling me some incorrect information, which I wouldn't be surprised. You find it yet, Vicious?
I'm doing about 4 things at one time. What's the guy's name again? One more time?
Look, I ain't even finna press it because it's about time for last words anyway. So I'm gonna let you go and get your last words out or in, however they want to look at it. Get them in and get them out, and then we gonna be up out of here.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and then say this one here. Well, I'm glad that everyone had tapped in. Politics blew a session with all of us. If y'all would, please like, subscribe, and join the Most Easy Spider Loc on YouTube. If y'all want some of that fly gear, go to www.baymaacstreetwear.com.
Oh, my.
And I will be working on I'll be working on another episode of King of the Kitchen. We still on there. I just had a few things in my life, though, but we about to get cracking, though.
And all the information he just stated is scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Appreciate you, Vicious V. Jeter. That's my boy Vicious V, way up out there in Mississippi. You digging lies. Appreciate y'all for tapping in, man. It is what it is. It was what it was, and we gonna get back at it because it does what it does. They're my last words. This is my Don declaration, define expectations, inspired to aspire to higher elevation. Started at Genesis, read the entire revelation, dedication, meditation, and some fire medication. Judge a prophet and a poet, both body reputation, fanatically practice. Perfection requires preparation. I go hard like this could be the last chance. Romance the spotlight, treat it like the last dance. May I remind your client to go overboard over mine. But tonight I'm on this open mic with an open mind. Always try, let it fly, ain't care where it fell. Never say goodbye, but we'll tell her farewell. You ain't heard, I ain't word, I ain't scared. Been through some ups and downs. Now I got the last word. Finna clown. Now I got the last word. How that sound? Now I got the last word. I ain't word, I ain't scared. You ain't heard. Been through some ups and downs. Now I got the last word. Finna clown. Now I got the last word. How that sound? Now I got the last word. And just so y'all know for sure that I'm serious, y'all can put this right before the period. She slipped the digits, I hit her with a digicard. She came to visit, hit it hard by the mini bar. I made her roar like the engine in my Hemi car. Way before she came to listen to my seminar. Every time I'm done, she always want more. Keep a contour in her back for the encore. I paint a picture like we was playing Pictionary with perfect diction. I take you through the dictionary, y'all can have an introduction and an intermission. They finna listen for it's finished, just a benediction. You ain't heard, I ain't word, I ain't scared. Been through some ups and downs. Now I got the last word. Finna clown. Now I got the last word. How that sound? Now I got the last word. I ain't word, I ain't scared. You ain't heard. Been through some ups and downs. Now I got the last word. Finna clown. Now I got the last word. How that sound? Now I got the last word. I used to tell my testimony to the whole church. Now I stepped into the cipher once I soul search. Visualize the pain I'm bearing when it's verbalized. No more rehearsal, now you're staring in my herbal eyes. Turned them on, they all turned around, returned to lies. Despise this truth that I eternally internalized. I hate her, laugh now, cry later. Why hate a player when I'm just getting my paper? Your dialogue, that's a lot of lies to digest. Until I die, I guess I'ma have to digress. Chase the pay like she the one that got away. Remy shot a day, that's all I really gotta say. You ain't heard, I ain't word, I ain't scared. Been through some ups and downs. Now I got the last word. Finna clown. Now I got the last word. How that sound? Now I got the last word. I ain't word, I ain't scared. You ain't heard. Been through some ups and downs. Now I got the last word. Finna clown. Now I got the last word. How that sound? Now I got the last word.
My brother told me take the deal. And my brother told me, he told me, oh, you fight his body. Told me, oh, you fight his body, oh, you body, everybody. They gave me 12 in the car, they gave me 12 up in the car. They gave me 12 up in the car. Oh, so much shit in the streets. Went back to jail, feel like that shit on repeat. I love the streets, but got this feeling in me. I'm tired of losing, maybe shit ain't for me. There ain't no feelings in me. My brother told me take the deal. He told me, oh, you fight his body. But that's probably how they body everybody. Gave him 12 up in the court, can't leave the lobby. He was cold up in them sports, but he got sloppy. Just the way the life goes.
Y'all believe in the street, seen a lot of grief. A lot of Keith and Kush stuff in the grobbery. Chains, watches, rings. It's nothing to kings. Back and forth to Beijing, fucking with beans. Hopping out of yards since we own it, it's ours. The final room lounges, smoking cigars. Purchasing properties, opening bars. Took licks in life, put tattoos over the scars. Rosenberg on retainer, explain how it looked for real. Kinda bad, Lil homie took the deal. $100 sticks, cognac and Cubans at all costs. Be about your money is the movement. Either in a black box, making a review about an ocean, slow motion, taking in the view. Cop and blow with hoes, we don't wife those. Zeros and commas, that's how life goes.
So much shit in the streets. Went back to jail, feel like that shit on repeat. I love the streets, but got this feeling in me. I'm tired of losing, maybe shit ain't for me. There ain't no feelings in me. My brother told me take the deal. He told me, oh, you fight his body. But that's probably how they body everybody. Gave him 12 up in the court, can't leave the lobby. He was cold up in them sports, but he got sloppy.
He told that nigga take the deal. Blue rag tied around the steering wheel, riding around itching for a kill. Boy, this shit real. Lifestyle on repeat, sagging through the swap meet, banging on my enemies. Them niggas know I never speak. M's on the backhand, this shit to the depth. I can have $1 million, still pull up to the set. Facts over feelings when you fucking with blue smirk. It's crazy how your closest homies end up on t-shirts. My niggas tired of taking L's. I know that shit wrong. Got my dead homies looking down on me like a drone. Hopping out of foreign whips, politicking with the Crips, all in traffic with the homies, knocking down a field. Niggas chasing clout, we chase down enemies. Niggas hanging out, then we gon' smash off their Hennessy. That's just the way this life goes. The colors of my clothes always been blue and gold. That's on my soul.
So much shit in these streets. Went back to jail, feel like that shit on repeat. I love this shit, but got this feeling in me. I'm tired of losing, maybe shit ain't for me. There ain't no feelings in me. My brother told me take the deal. He told me all you fight is bodies. But that's probably how they body everybody. Gave me 12 up in the court, can't leave the lobby. He was caught up in them sports, but it got sloppy. Just the way the life goes.
Nah, they ain't got no nut with no whack ass in it.
Don't get caught with your drawers down.
When I'm naked, I lay on my side, I lay on my stomach, I lay on my back.
No Hanes, Calvin Klein's, Fruit of the Looms, mushroom moon, suited up in the room, waiting to be manipulated, mounted at mall. Madam Mika said, nigga, strip down to your drawers on the set. Must not have heard her correctly, cause cuz bit the pillow and literally naked. Biggest mouth, bad girls clubhouse, pyro, belly down, booty up, buns out, lucky. She work with the creep and the duct tape. Freaky ass fetish film, one man fuck tape. Wiretap nigga, known to tip the laws off. Nasty on the camera with your motherfucking drawers
off. You be screaming till you pass out. Who knew you did it with your ass out? Talking till you blue in the face. I'm just trying to take Duke to the bank, 2 to the face, 2, 2, 3 is a K, and K can't make you a real nigga. I pray for any nigga that deal with ya. I shoot the Tommy off the hill, figure wow. It's try to put you on the menu. I got a pack of drawers I can lend you. Big business what I'm into. I got a pack of drawers I can lend you.
Don't get caught with your drawers down. Don't get caught with your drawers down. Don't get caught with your drawers down. Don't get caught with your drawers down.
When you get caught up, I hope them statements don't get bored up. We them niggas that's wicked, no need to warn us on one. Out lurking, looking for a Vic. Nigga thinking with his dick, that's an easy lick. Kicking the doors, notorious, is well known. Talk tough, but only gangsta on a cell phone. Just know the G's gon' get it in on the mission. Before it's done, they ain't leaving a witness. Back out, running the crib like a trap house. Straps out, can't do shit cause you assed out. Could get you lined by an internet diva. Ain't it ironic how my sister named Mika?
Have you on camera, hands up, looking back. Somebody please tell me what kind of gangster is that? Thought you was a real one, but I take that back. You a sus nigga with a team full of rats. Keep losing respect, you can't get back. I know you know some real niggas, but you ain't that. You a certified weirdo, all talking this and that. How you calling niggas out when you the same type of cat? Type of work popped up, and where the fuck you at? No smut on your name, nigga, what the fuck is that? Rock be calling hoes like, don't forget the strap. Waiting until he get his ass cheeks clapped.
Don't get caught with your drawers down. Don't get caught with your drawers down. Don't get caught with your drawers down. Don't get caught with your drawers down.
Whole new meaning when we say you niggas whack now. Weird niggas better check these whole bitches back line. You represent your hood, getting caught with your ass out. You with the industry, I think that nigga really trapped now. And I'ma take the side that I'm supposed to. You on Clubhouse, you should be on Pro Tools. I wouldn't sign to you, all your artists old news. Nigga think you should night, this ain't the old school. From North Cali to the South, nigga. We hate watching niggas crash out, nigga. You too old to be doing shit for clout, nigga. We ain't with the going out like a clown, nigga. You know you wrong, nigga. How the fuck you get caught without them draws, nigga? Hella old and exposed like, come on, nigga. Now that big U cosign is gone, nigga.
Black 100, face all bumpy. Egghead nigga, mama shoulda named you Humpty. I dump thee, nigga, you are nothing. We all know the story, you the draws down, homie. DOE, I do my dirt by my loan. And don't let me catch you in Kentucky. KY Jelly probably all that you want. And I bet you the booty goon that Ray J was flaunting. I heard you a rat, that's why you like to fuck with him. Fruit booty nigga on Clubhouse, ass up with him. All that pop shit, and that nip shit, it makes sense why you in Cali watching Nip Dick. On Netflix, wanna be tycoon. Heard about that whack 100, Jeffrey Dahmer Part 2. Draws down your new name, and nigga, oh the irony. Your face look like Warren Fishburne, or the butt cheek. It's real rap, all facts over feelings. It's a hit on your name, and you know I'ma kill it. SBI say to get him. You know a nigga whack, it took 15 minutes just to hop on the track.
Boy, don't get caught with your drawers down. They telling me it's a nigga laying on the bed.
Snakewood Nip Hustle. Big shout out to my nigga SPI, Spotter Low. You know I'm in the black box, had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned, all that.
It was point blank, through no subliminal dissing. When I listen, I could tell you never been on no mission. Sticking to the script, don't care if I offend you. Neighborhood crib, the marathon
I overlook my competition, never seeing them. I done trained my mind that I'm going. You could tell by how I walk, talk, I'm a boss. A east side millionaire, homie, what you thought? My life is a movie. They can't get close to me. They mad cause they can't be. I'm everything that they wanna be, yeah.